All right, so we are back with another blind update here. We have moved along quite nicely. This is the green is a 12 by 20 tarp. Well, it's a canvas tarp, and it's supposed to be waterproof. We'll see about that. But then I've got this garden netting right there, as you can see. It's 7 foot, a 65 foot. That's the box that it came in. Something simple. I didn't like the big netting. I wanted a little bit tighter netting. It's going to make it better for when I go to add mesh in it. But basically, this whole thing is going to go over the boat. I'm not going to have enough garden netting to do it exactly the way I wanted to do it. And I'm not going to spend any more money on the garden netting because I really don't need it the more I look at what I'm doing. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave these in strips like this. I wanted it in horizontal strips because it's 20 feet this way and 12 feet this way. I wanted it in horizontal strips because this is going to go over the boat like this. And then obviously the length of the boat is 16, so 20 is a little longer. But what I'm going to try to do is, what I'm going to do is I'm going to scoot all this way. That's going to kind of get folded on itself. And I have a little drawing here. We'll see what we can do. Show you get this drawing. So see if this makes sense. So the black on the left there is what I've already done this direction. Since I'm not gonna have enough garden netting, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take and run two vertical, in the red there, two vertical strips of this garden netting, because those are gonna hang low close to the water, and I'm not sure that my camo netting is going to cover that part of it. And if I have the garden netting, I can take some of my old camo netting from the old blind and at least cover the bottom there. If I have extra, that purple, I'll add another little strip there, just to help firm up everything. And I'm gonna leave that middle open, I think. I was gonna try to cover this middle section right here, which is actually gonna be like right in here. But I don't think I'm gonna do that. And the reason I don't think I'm gonna do that is because I'm already gonna be cutting holes in it, in a couple different spots there. And it doesn't make sense to cover that if I'm just gonna cut holes in it. But yeah, it'll all make sense here soon. And I'll go through the full blind and everything, like I said, in the end when I'm done. But I'm just taking you through the step-by-step process. So I'm going to get back to putting these red sections on now and possibly that purple section here on the end. But we'll see how it goes. Stay tuned. We'll keep you up to date.
Okay, I am officially done with backing the whole thing. This is just folded up. But there is mesh fencing, if you want to call it that, garden netting is what they're calling that, officially on every inch of this. It actually, my plan was to only do the outside edges, but I ended up having enough, more than I thought. I changed a few little things and it made it fit. So got that bad boy on there and it's officially done. 12 by 20 covered with black mesh netting. Next step is the netting was supposed to be here today. That's going to go over it, the camo netting. That, thanks to FedEx, is now going to be here tomorrow. No big deal, no rush. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this over to the boat, put it on the blind, if I can make the blind fit and everything. Still got to drill some holes out in the conduit. And if that works, then I can see where I need to cut the shooting holes in the top. And once I do that, I can lay the camo mesh over the netting, and then I can just cut the netting out tomorrow. But that's what I think I'm gonna go try to do right now. Okay, so we're out here at the blind again. Finally drilled the holes for where the pins are gonna go. This is what the scissor blind looks like. You can see the brackets, 90 degree, it goes up. I drilled holes there. Scissor holds it in place. I'm sure some of you have seen a scissor rig. If you've never seen it, that's what it is. Normally what you see people do is they'll come along the sides of these on both sides and have like mats, grass mats rolled up, and they'll roll down and they'll roll them back up when they're done hunting, and it just makes like a little blind. I'm gonna do a little spin off of that. I got the blind I worked on. I haven't added the netting yet. I'm just over here kind of trying to see how it fits on the boat and everything. The netting will be in tomorrow. And the Velcro to make the shooting holes and the dog doors will be in tomorrow as well. So I'm going to go ahead and put the green with the mesh backing, current situation, of a blind on, and I'll show you a video here in just a second. Here's the outside of the blind now. Like I said, this is before the camo netting. That's it. As you can tell, I've cut the bottom and it kind of looks not so good, but I'm not really too worried about the bottom because once the boat's in the water, not even gonna see the bottom, and there's gonna be some netting over it, so you probably won't see that anyway. This is just kind of to keep the wind off of you and act as a windbreak. But as you can see, it's on there. I went ahead and just attached one side here. And what I'm going to do is that other side will fold over on this side, and it'll all fold into one side of the boat. That way I don't have to drive with it up like that or walk on it. It'll all make sense in the end when it's all said and done. And I may start working on cutting out the shooting holes and the dog door, but we'll see how much time I have left. All right, I'm inside the blind. It's about 200 degrees in here, so I'm gonna make this video short. So what I got is, so far it's just draped over the top of the whole boat. I've got these poles right here that are holding up there. I might shorten this slightly, that pole, and there's one more pole up at the front there that's holding it up, and that's where the dog's gonna be hanging out. Yeah, like I said, it's super hot in here, so I'm gonna try to get out of here pretty quickly. But what's gonna happen is up here, I'm gonna get this all connected like it's supposed to, and I'm going to cut holes out here, and there's gonna be like shooting doors right here, if you will. So we'll see. And there's also gonna be a hole there for the front shooter, and then on either side up here, on the right side and the left side, there's gonna be a little dog door, and Bear can sit on that little thing. So I'm pretty happy with this so far. A few little adjustments, I think this will work excellent. So I'm gonna get out of here because it is hot.